Ever wondered what it's like to witness the raw power of our planet? I'm not talking about a thunderstorm or an earthquake. I'm talking about something that can literally reshape the world in a matter of hours. A supervolcano. Today, we're going on a journey back in time to explore some of history's most earth-shattering volcanic eruptions and understand why keeping a close eye on these sleeping giants is one of the most important jobs on the planet. Let's start our journey in what is now Indonesia, around 74,000 years ago. This wasn't just any eruption, this was the Toba super-eruption. Imagine a volcano so powerful it blasts a crater 100 kilometers long. The explosion was colossal, launching so much ash and sulfur into the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun, not for days but for years. This triggered what's called a volcanic winter. Global temperatures plummeted by several degrees. For the small populations of early humans living at the time, it was a fight for survival. The lack of sunlight devastated plant life, which in turn affected the animals they hunted. Some scientists believe this event created a population bottleneck, drastically reducing the number of humans on Earth and nearly pushing our species to extinction. Think about that. One single eruption almost wiped us off the map before our story had even truly begun. It is a chilling reminder that our planet's geology has a direct and profound impact on the course of life itself. Now let's fast forward to a more recent and perhaps more famous disaster, Pompeii. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius, a volcano that the people of Pompeii had lived beside for generations, roared to life. Unlike Toba, which was a distant prehistoric cataclysm, Vesuvius gave us a terrifyingly detailed snapshot of what happens when a city is caught off guard. For the people of Pompeii and nearby Herculaneum, it was a nightmare realized. The initial phase of the eruption sent a towering column of ash and pumice into the sky, which then rained down on the city, collapsing roofs and trapping people inside their homes. But the truly horrific part came later. A phenomenon known as a pyroclastic flow, a superheated, fast-moving avalanche of gas, ash, and rock, swept down the volcano slopes at hundreds of kilometers per hour. It was instantly fatal. These flows were so hot they carbonized everything in their path. The tragedy of Pompeii wasn't just the loss of life, it was the suddenness of it all. It shows us that proximity to an active volcano carries immense risk, and that ancient civilizations, for all their ingenuity, were powerless against such forces. The haunting plaster casts of the victims frozen in their final moments serve as a permanent gut-wrenching lesson. Let's jump to 1815, another Indonesian eruption, this time from Mount Tambora. This was the largest volcanic eruption in recorded history. The explosion was so loud it was heard over 2,600 kilometers away. It ejected an immense volume of material into the stratosphere, far more than Vesuvius. The immediate impact was devastating for the local islands, with tsunamis and pyroclastic flows wiping out entire villages and cultures. But the global consequences were even more profound. The year 1816 became known as the Year Without a Summer. The veil of ash and sulfate aerosols from Tambora circled the globe, reflecting sunlight and causing global temperatures to drop. In Europe and North America, summer frost killed crops, leading to widespread famine and social unrest. People were starving. Food prices skyrocketed. It's a powerful example of how interconnected our world is. An eruption on one side of the planet can cause chaos and suffering on the other. It's not a local event, it's a global one. The Year Without a Summer shows us that a major eruption's impact goes far beyond the blast zone, affecting everything from our food supply to our economy. So, we've seen the prehistoric near-extinction event of Toba, the urban annihilation of Pompeii, and the global climate chaos of Tambora. These historical events aren't just fascinating stories, they are critical data points. They are the lessons written in ash and rock that we must learn from. This is where modern volcanology and the critical task of monitoring come into play. We can't stop a volcano from erupting, but we can see it coming. Today, scientists at volcano observatories around the world work 24/7, using an incredible array of technology to keep watch. They use seismometers to detect the tiny earthquakes or tremors that are often the first sign that magma is moving beneath the surface. They use GPS stations and satellite radar to measure ground deformation, Literally, the swelling of the volcano as magma pushes up from below like a balloon inflating. It might only be a few centimeters, but our instruments can detect it. They also analyze the gases being released from volcanic vents. An increase in gases like sulfur dioxide can be a major red flag that an eruption is becoming more likely. By combining all this data, scientists can build a picture of what's happening deep underground. It's like being a doctor for the Earth, checking its vital signs. This monitoring allows us to issue warnings. It gives people time to evacuate, time to protect infrastructure, time to prepare for ashfall, which can disrupt air travel, damage crops, and contaminate water supplies. Think about the 1991 eruption of Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. Thanks to timely warnings based on careful monitoring, tens of thousands of lives were saved through a massive evacuation. It was one of volcanology's greatest success stories. The eruption was huge, but the human catastrophe was largely averted. This is the power of science and preparedness. Living with volcanoes is a part of the human experience. They create fertile soils, and their energy can even be harnessed. But we must respect their power. The lessons of Toba, Vesuvius, and Tambora are clear. Complacency is our greatest enemy. Ignoring the warning signs is a gamble we can't afford to take. By investing in science and monitoring, we are honoring the victims of the past and protecting the lives of the future. We're turning historical tragedy into modern-day wisdom, ensuring that while the Earth will always rumble, we will be ready and listening. The work of these scientists isn't just about studying rocks. It's about saving lives, and that's a mission that affects every single one of us. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Earth's explosive history. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world around us. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.